Hi there, James Savage from National Club Golf. We're down at Moor Allerton in Leeds today, talking about some brand new irons from TaylorMade. This is the new M5 and M6 irons. Let's go and find out about how these are going to help you play better golf in 2019. So what's the new technology in the TaylorMade M5 and M6 irons? Well, first of all, we need to say that the M5 is the slightly smaller version. M6 is very large, oversized, a bit more offset, stronger lofts. We've got something brand new this year. We've got this speed bridge technology. We've got some old technologies where you can see speed sort of pocket there, fluted hosel, but we've actually just got back from the brand's launch event in Carlsbad. We've been out to the Kingdom to see them. Let's go over there to speak to their R&D team to find out some of the finer details of this new technology.
So all new for 2019, we have the brand new M5 and M6 irons from TaylorMade. And what's so great about the new M5 and M6 and what's exciting is there's a brand new technology that we've never offered before. And it's changed the way that the irons perform and the way that they behave. And that new technology is called the speed bridge. You see it here on the back of the iron. It's the beam here that spans across the cavity back, connecting the base to the top line. The speed bridge has two main benefits. It's going to give you more distance with better sound and feel. How it's going to give you more distance and how it's going to create more ball speed is by stiffening this upper perimeter here, by it's reinforcing the iron, it allows us to use a more flexible speed pocket. So we have a brand new speed pocket. It's called the through slot speed pocket, more flexible than any speed pocket we've ever had. And anytime you get flexibility, it means you're going to get more ball speed. The speed bridge has essentially changed the way the iron face behaves at impact, okay? So because we've reinforced this top line and now introduced a through slot speed pocket, the iron face is much more free to move. So that maximum deflection point is actually moving a bit lower on the iron face, right? Now that you have reinforcements here and you have maximum flexibility here, the iron face is really free to move like this. So the deflection point moves lower, which means you take advantage of the speed pocket. You're using the speed pocket more efficiently, which is why you see the ball speed gains. M5 and M6 are up both 1.5 miles an hour over M3 and M4 from last year. So when you compare that with iron products that are even older, the gains are substantial. The other thing that the speed bridge does, right, is sound and feel. Again, we stiffen this top line here and we're reinforcing the area of the iron that typically would create bad sound and feel in a game improvement iron. So by doing that, we're gonna get a more solid and soft feel thanks to the speed bridge. We also have our high bar dampening system down there low to help with sound and feel as well. Ultimately, it's just a great feeling iron.
Okay, so some really interesting tech chat there from Matt from TaylorMade. I think he did a really good job there of explaining the thinking behind the M5 and the M6 irons, and just how this sort of speed bridge technology is going to sort of not only enhance your ball speed and things like that, but it is improve that sound and feel, just to make it an overall sort of like more enjoyable product to use. So yeah, very interesting stuff there. I think with TaylorMade irons, what we're seeing, and what we're definitely seeing with these irons, is we're seeing a lot of the technology that they've brought to the market over the last 5 or 6 years, and they're sort of keeping a lot of that in there, like the fluted hosel and the speed pocket. But this speed bridge is just kind of adding something new to that, so I think that's quite interesting to see. Another thing worth mentioning, which I'm really impressed with the M5 and M6 irons, is that they do go down into sort of like wedges as well, so you can kind of get a set from a 5 to a sand wedge, and the wedges, they're looking really nice, and they're very much looking more like specialist wedges rather than sometimes you get wedges that form part of a set and they just look more like irons. They don't look like kind of specialist wedges. But I think TaylorMade have done a good job with the wedges in this M5 and M6 set. So like I say, we've moved over here into the indoor fitting studio at Moor Allerton in Leeds. This is the home of the New Yorkshire Golf Academy, which is great for during the winter. You can use the Flightscope technology to kind of work on your game. You can hire it out, you can get winter membership, and it's a really good facility, and it's great for us to be able to test clubs out, like I say, using this Flightscope technology. Unfortunately, or fortunately maybe for you guys, I can't do any hitting at the moment because I'm recovering from an operation. So I've drafted in my colleague Craig Middleton. He's a mid-handicapper like me, but he's been out to the launch event in Carlsbad. He's kind of had a look at these clubs out there and learned a little bit more about the tech, been through a fitting. But I wanted to get Craig on the Flightscope launch monitor back here at Moor Allerton to have a look at what sort of numbers he's getting from the M5 and the M6 to kind of give you an idea of the differences between the two and whether or not these irons deliver on TaylorMade's promise for sort of a longer distance, high launch and a better sound and feel. So we're going to get Craig hitting some shots on the Flightscope and then we can have a chat through some of his numbers and some of his feedback from hitting them. Felt all right? Numbers on that were very impressive. That one carried 175 yards.
7-iron? Wow.
Yeah, so 175 yards for 7-iron is obviously good. I think you said before you'd normally be looking more like 160s, 165 carry. Yeah. So it looks to me like they're offering you a little bit more distance. How do they feel? What's that sound and feel like?
Sounds nice. When I get out the middle, it's really nice. Matt was talking about the speed ridge in there and the recipe for sound, wasn't it, that they talk about, which is good. But yeah, it sounds nice. When I catch it out the middle, it sounds really nice. I like the looks. Not too chunky, I quite like it. But yeah, distance is, for me, it's good, and the dispersion isn't too bad, is it?
The one thing that I did seem to notice from some of the other shots that you hit, we did see getting on for a sort of sometimes a 10-yard difference of front to back dispersion. So when you absolutely nailed one, you hit it like carry 175 and that's brilliant, but then you're hitting some that were like carrying 165. I do think there is a tendency of the more sort of distance iron type that, yeah, when you absolutely nail them, it's great and you get good numbers, but sometimes that front to back dispersion can get a little bit wide. You've got a lot of speed, you've got good club speed there, 88 miles an hour. You're not maybe someone who needs that extra distance because you can obviously hit it a good distance without all that technology, so maybe irons aren't quite suited to you, but numbers are pretty good to me. If you're saying you like the sound and feel, then I guess that's pretty much a thumbs up, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess like what you say is like the ones I currently use are a bit more sleeker, so I feel like I've got to be more precise. Whereas these, I feel like I can hit them a bit harder.
You feel like you can.
The distances. I don't want to be carrying a 79175 really. Yeah, I mean the lovely looking clubs. Nothing wrong with the design and stuff, but maybe just not for me. But nothing wrong with them, is there?
Let's have a look at the M6 irons just so then we can see what the differences are with those stronger lofts. Let's see if there's any difference in performance comparing the M5 to the M6.
Let's give it a go. I felt quite a strong shot. What numbers are saying?
That's pretty impressive. Actually, I think that's as good a one as you've hit there with the TaylorMade M6, and that's carried 190.
Yeah.
That's 15 yards longer than I'd say your best shot was with the M5. I think it's proven that these clubs do what they say they're going to do. They're supposed to be powerful. They're supposed to be hitting it further. We've got stronger lofts on there. We've got 28.5 on there compared to the 30. So we would expect to see more distance. Obviously your spin, really, that's a bit too low at 4,500. Like I said, these are more to me, they're looking to me more like 6-iron, or even maybe even 5-iron numbers. But I think that a club like the M6 is maybe going to help the guy that only maybe hits his 7-iron 125, 130, and he wants to maybe gain 10 yards so he can hit a club less into the green. So I mean, what's your impressions again on that sort of look, sound and feel? I'm guessing it maybe looks a bit chunkier than what you're used to.
Yeah, it is a lot chunkier, and it's not something I would go for, but I mean the design of the club's really nice, and I think it seems a lot different sound and feel compared to the M4.
Right, better?
Definitely, and that's obviously got to do with that speed ridge in there as well, but like you said before, like having the height is really good, and that's something I'd look for in an iron. It's good to get it nice and high, but like you said, the distance, it's not something I'd be looking for. But overall, I mean, for someone who needs a bit more distance, I think it's a brilliant club. It's nice at address, looks nice design, nice sound and feel. So yeah, thumbs up really.
And I think we've proved there that the club does what it's supposed to do by the fact that we've seen the M6 carry 15 yards further
Yeah.
than the M5. So, you know, if you're wondering whether or not you want the M5 or you want the M6, if you just want maximum distance, sort of like maximum forgiveness, just give me all the distance I can possibly get, M6 could be the way to go. If you maybe want something that looks a little bit smaller, a little bit sleeker, still got good distance, maybe a little bit more control, maybe a little bit tighter dispersion, then I think the M5 is going to suit that player. But you're obviously more of a player, so. But yeah, it's been really interesting to see, you know, the clubs do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, it has, yeah, and like I say, for a player who needs more distance, absolutely go for these, I'd say.
Okay, so I've just got some more detailed launch monitor numbers here after Craig's had a good hit with the M5 and M6 irons at the indoor studio here at Moor Allerton. It was very interesting to see the difference in performance between the M5 and the M6. You know, that added distance on the M6 compared to the M5 was actually like quite phenomenal. If you look at the average there, you know, you've got getting on for 20 yards difference in carry, and that's between 2 7-irons, and that's, like I say, that's absolutely phenomenal. And so I think what we have to say is we have to say well done to TaylorMade for, you know, for being able to create these irons that just are absolute rocket launchers. They really are, and particularly the M6. You know, those numbers are ridiculous. That's, you know, a good 25 to 30 yards longer than what Craig would normally expect with a 7-iron. But does that mean that these are irons that Craig would like to play? No, not necessarily, because Craig is a good strong player, got a lot of swing speed, and distance isn't necessarily a priority for him. He doesn't necessarily need more distance. You know, what Craig would like is tight dispersion and accuracy, but there are loads of players out there that could really benefit from, you know, some of this distance technology. And I think what we've proved in this test today is that these irons do absolutely go miles. Like I say, particularly that M6. If distance is your priority, if you want more distance, if you want to be hitting, you know, 7 and 8 irons instead of 5 and 6 irons, definitely check out the M6. If you want a little bit more precision, something that looks a little bit cleaner, a little bit smaller, the M5 could be the way to go, but that's still got good distance as well, but, you know, like I say, maybe a little bit more control. So it's been a really interesting test today, and I think, you know, well done to TaylorMade. These irons do exactly what they say on the tin. But I'd like to hear your comments. You know, please post some comments below. You know, 28.5 degree loft on a 7-iron, is that taking it a little bit too far? Should we stop putting the number 7 on the bottom of these clubs and just maybe start printing the lofts, because, you know, that isn't really the loft of a traditional 7-iron. So yeah, post comments below if you've got any thoughts on that. But like I say, any more information you want about the M5 and M6 iron, post them below. Shaft options, grip options, lofts, specs, shafts, SRPs, anything at all, please post them below and we'll have a good chat about it. But please give this video a thumbs up, please subscribe to this channel, and like I say, I really want to hear from you in that comment section below. So get commenting, thumbs up to this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.